The Berlin Crisis of 1961. So the origins. Many East Germans fled from East Berlin to West Berlin, or any parts of East Germany for that matter, because it was extremely easy to go from the East Berlin to West Berlin, and then from there to West Germany. So because of that, between 1949 and 1961, there's been 2.7 million Eastern German refugees. And many were highly skilled, so East Germany, as a result of this refugee crisis, had begun to lose a lot of highly skilled work. So Khrushchev realized this, and he declared that the entire city of Berlin officially belonged to the USSR, and he demanded that the USA, Britain, and France withdraw their troops from Berlin. Eisenhower didn't know how to respond to this, because he in turn also did not want to lose Berlin, so they set up two summits in 1959. They made some agreements, but they soon did not agree a solution to the Berlin problem. Also, since 1956, the American Air Force has been conducting U-2 spy missions, where U-2 spy planes would soar across Russia airspace to gather information about the Soviet military. And the USSR knew this, but they couldn't do anything because every single time they confronted USA for the U-2 spy missions, the USA would simply deny it, and Eisenhower especially said that it was just to study the weather. But in May 1960, a U-2 spy plane was shot down, and the US pilot Gary Powers was captured, and he confessed to spying. This was a huge propaganda failure for USA and proved that the USA was actually not that great of a nation. And because of this, in 1960 there was another conference in Paris. It was called the Paris Conference. Khrushchev was enraged by this U-2 crisis thing, so Khrushchev wanted Eisenhower to punish the leaders of the U-2 crisis, but Eisenhower refused, which made Khrushchev leave the conference in the first day. And there was another conference in 1961, the Geneva Conference. This time Eisenhower was replaced by President John F. Kennedy. So John F. Kennedy was the new president, and Khrushchev thought that he could exploit Kennedy. So Khrushchev challenged the new American president by giving him an ultimatum of 6 months to withdraw from Berlin, or the USSR would declare war. So Kennedy refused to back down to this, and he spent $3.2 billion on defense spending and $207 million on nuclear fallout shelters. So Khrushchev's bluff was called out by Kennedy, and the USSR knew that they were in no position to start a war because America had almost 20 times more nuclear weapons than the USSR. And American nuclear weapons would be able to reach the USSR, while USSR did not have any missiles whatsoever which could reach America. So Khrushchev needed a solution to the refugee crisis, and at the same time they couldn't back down from Berlin. So as a result of this, on the night of 12 August 1961, West Berlin was walled off with a barbed wire fence around the entire West Berlin city. The effects of the Berlin Wall was that it stopped the refugee crisis, so it solved it, because East Germans could not escape to the west, as there would be guard towers where if anyone tried to escape from East Berlin to West Berlin, they would be shot. And over time, this fence was heavily reinforced to even cement walls, and there was a death strip where if anyone entered there, the East German guards would shoot anyone that crossed it. It was also another solution to Khrushchev's problem of waging war with America. The Berlin Wall made Khrushchev be able to avoid war with America while still appearing strong. The Berlin Wall became a powerful symbol of the division of Germany and the division of Europe, and was a very, very, very distinct symbol of the Cold War.